So if you ever wanted to modify a water tank for an RV or camper van or anything really, well, I'm going to show you how. It's called spin welding. You'll take these little plastic pieces here, and they have a little raised portion. I guess I'll put it against my shirt. See the little raised portions there? These little nipples will actually go into what's called a spin weld driver. So it has the little cutouts in it. This clicks in. You'll thread that onto your grinder. You spin it real fast and it welds it. It friction welds it. It heats this up and the actual part you're trying to get on there. And you can see right there, I already did this one, and you can see how the plastic oozes out and creates a perfect weld. So what I'm gonna do is make a dispenser for sugar water for my beehives. I want to take this, I'll cut that off and run it all the way down about a 1/16 from the bottom, and it fits perfectly inside of there. So I'll just take a little bit of PVC glue, and this is gonna be my outlet going up to my pump. This is the water pump from the camper van, and I plan to get a little length of garden hose with a regular garden hose sprayer. This is pressure controlled, so it'll build up pressure and then shut itself off when it has pressure. But I didn't want to buy a car battery or another lawnmower battery, so I was like, how am I going to do this and have it lightweight? So this is an 18-volt Ryobi battery, and I bought this little breakout from Amazon. It's called a battery breakout. Google it, you'll find it. It goes from 18 volt, this steps it down to 12 volt, and pretty slick, pretty lightweight, and very useful. So I may even buy a couple more of these, I don't know. Pretty neat little gizmo though. And I put a fuse in it just for safety, or so I didn't burn this up. But with these spin welds, they have all kinds of fittings. So you can see there a threaded female. They have neck fillers, so you could put a fill line over it and then put a clamp on it. They have these little things, which are pretty cool. These are the little sensors that go, or actually right here, but you put them in there, and that is what sends the signal back to your tank level indicator in your RV. And that's the little driver studs. You'd put your wire on there, and it would sense the water level as you go up. So what I'm going to do is take this plug, and I'm going to plug these two holes here because it was just outfitted for the old camper setup, and I don't need them. Like I said, this one had the neck filler on it. What did I do with it? It had a neck filler on it. I cut it off and just hole sawed the nice clean hole and friction welded it. But this has the little raised portion on it that clips in to this driver here. And then what I'm going to do is thread it onto the grinder, and I'll show you. Just put a little bit of force and it friction welds, heats this up, heats the plug up, and man, it bonds it great. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one off, and I will show you the process. But that hole's kind of small. This portion there won't actually drop down in it, so I'm going to hole saw it real quick. Verify the diameter there. Yep, that'll do it. Obviously that's over the old one, but that old plastic should melt too and just bond it great. So with the grinder, what I do is I'll take this little free spinning back plate off, and I will take this portion with the raised portion. I put it back towards the grinder itself. So more than likely you're gonna have a different grinder, but figure out what works for you. I'll take my driver that's already installed. It threads on perfectly. Well, if I can do it. You put it over there, spin it up. Don't go too too much because you will burn right through it, but you'll see the friction weld. Stabilize a little bit. Well, that's kind of a crappy demo. I went way too much. Damn it. All right, well, I'm doing it live, so we'll see. Went too much on that one. Pull it off. Boom, look at that. Nice friction weld. So I'll plug that one, I'll plug this one, same way. I'll go ahead and do it. And I'll just pull those parts that drop out back to the bigger hole. So again, another plug. I think they call them patches. And I got these from Icon Direct and Vintage Trailer Supply. Probably quite a few other places, but I ordered a bunch. Shipping was a flat rate and they're like 50 cents a piece, so I figured why not. See if I can get this little butter without wallering around on me. You can see it wants to kind of walk and hobble around on you, but I guess if you had your hole in the backside drilled perfectly to that size, then you wouldn't have any of the walking. But yeah, that's it. So I'm just gonna cut this up, put it down, and then figure out my little fitting. I have a couple, I just used the PEX ones actually because I had them at the house, and it'll go from here out, boom, here to my spray handle, and then I'll just put a plug in this. So I'll come back and show you the completed setup.